Hello. In this clip from our Justia webinar, Empowering Women in Family Law Strategies for Success, Anna Blood shares her views about how to accomplish a balance between the professional and the personal life as a female attorney. If you want to see more Justia videos on law practice and legal marketing, be sure to subscribe to our channel.
So, part 5, legal trends. So this is really hard to talk about in detail. Legal trends differ in every state. What I would say about that is, anytime there's opportunity for a CLE, everybody in the firm will take, there's usually like a family law update. So everybody will take that. But this is what I tell everybody: you're never going to know everything. I mean, I don't know everything. I still learn stuff every day. So that's like an ongoing learning process. There's always cases that are coming down from the Court of Appeals. We get an email, but like, who's monitoring that and reading every single court case? I mean, I don't think anybody is. Maybe somebody out there is. I don't know. Kudos to you. But, I think just, staying up on legal trends. I mean, we all generally do that. But if you don't know something, I just say, look it up on your Lexis or, Westlaw, whatever you use. That's the best thing that I can say about that. One thing I will say about legal trends, it's not really specific about law, changes in law per se. I'm a child of divorce, so that's kind of why I got into family law. And my parents had a nasty custody battle that went on for a very long time, basically most of my childhood. That was kind of the way things were back then. Pretty much everybody went to court, like everything was litigation heavy. Now we're moving towards, a lot more collaborative law, trying to settle outside of court. Basically, every consultation that we have with clients, we're coming in and we're saying, hey, look, the more you and the opposing party get along, the better this case is going to go. Of course, that doesn't happen in every case, but I just always put out that disclaimer. Hey, if we go to court, this is going to be really expensive, really time consuming. I mean, and when you go to court, your clients are taking the control out of their hands. They're putting the control in the hands of the judge, who, as you know, is going to come in, read the file the day of. They don't know your clients. They don't know your client's kids. They haven't spent, months, years with your client like you have. They don't know them. So they're just reading what they hear, they're reading what they see on a piece of paper. They're going to hear what your clients are saying for a couple of hours or half a day, and they're going to make a decision that's going to impact your clients for the rest of their lives. So I tell clients all the time, I'm like, look, if we go to court, I make more money. Yes, I'm going to make more money, but you're probably going to be unhappy with the outcome. So I'd rather you be happy about the outcome, feel like you have some control over your life and your children's lives, rather than, just go in there and let a stranger do it. I mean, I pretty much will tell clients, it's rolling the dice. You might as well, go down to your local casino and roll the dice. Now, sometimes we have to go to court, right? Like if we have, opposing party or opposing counsel in conjunction with each other are just really difficult. Like they're not willing to negotiate on anything. Maybe we tried mediation and we are like light years away. And they're not giving us anything remotely that's, reasonable. I mean, that happens. So, I mean, there are times you have to go to court, or where, somebody's doing something like really wrong or heinous, like that the judge needs to know about, like an emergency custody situation. I mean, of course, use the legal system for what it's meant for. But this whole, pitting people against each other in this adversarial process, and we're just going to drag these people through court for the next 2 years and just destroy their family. And, because when families are in litigation, the parents are stressed. It's really stressful. And that parlays into the kids. And, kids, they grow up so fast. So 2-3 years of litigation in a child's life, that's a lot of their childhood. So you're impacting, families and children. So, I think legal trends now, people are really seeing like the damage that's done. And I think a lot of it has to do with, people like me were like, oh, like, wow, like I grew up in that, like I lived that. So I'm an attorney now, I'm an adult. So I want to make a difference in people's lives. I want to inform clients about this. I don't want this cycle to continue or perpetuate. So I think that is an emerging legal trend. Collaborative law. I'm also a mediator. I can mediate family law cases as well. So I think that is a huge legal trend that is coming into play, and I'm really excited about it. And I think it's just the way of the future, because also, COVID really backed up the court system, but it takes so long to get a case through there that it almost becomes counterproductive for clients, because, you're like waiting years to get a court date and you're parsing out each portion of the case, right? So you've got like equitable distribution, you waited a year for that. Then you got child support, then you got your alimony. I mean, it's just like, it just forever, like never ending. Meanwhile, your clients run out of money, like they can't afford to pay you anymore. So you really even haven't gotten a case to the end. So, the good thing about, like mediation, for example, I tell clients is, hey, we're all going to be in the same building for a day with a mindset of, we're going to settle this case. Like, let's get it all done in one day. And maybe it takes more than one session, but instead of this just like litigation machine that takes forever. So that's something that I think, most states are kind of moving towards that more collaborative law type approach. So I'm excited about that. And that's something that we really really like advocate to our clients about and are super informative to them about. So, so work-life balance. And let me just see how many more slides I've got. Okay, yeah. So, I talked about this a little bit, but this is definitely the hardest part for any attorney's job. In North Carolina, we're required every year to do, substance abuse not assessments, but, like CLEs. You have to do continuing legal education about substance abuse. And it's really sad because I think a lot of attorneys are, like addiction, suicide, like high rates of addiction, high rates of suicides. I think dentists as well, like really high rates of suicide. And a lot of it has to do with, everything is so, like deadline intrinsic, like, and then also there's just this kind of like going back to legal process I was talking about before. It's just this like never ending thing, right? It's like you go to court for one issue, but like it's not over. Like it just keeps going and going and going and perpetuates. And then you've also got the combination of opposing counsel, which can, like, this is just going back to, I can't say this enough, we're all here to do a job. You don't have to torment the opposing party, meaning the other attorney. I mean, it's a hard job being a lawyer, no matter what. So, I mean, you've got your clients, especially family law. I mean, these people are distraught. Their lives are falling apart. And I don't fault the clients for being upset. Like, they have a reason to be upset. Their lives falling apart. They've got stuff going on with their kids. I mean, the opposing counsel, like, what is their excuse? I mean, they're here to do their job. So, clients are going to be upset. So, like, you have to manage your client's emotions, their expectations about the case. Then you've got to navigate that with, okay, we've got a reasonable opposing counsel, maybe we've got a difficult opposing counsel. Okay, how do we piece these two together? How do we get these to a resolution? I mean, it's so much problem solving involved in that. And that's what I really love about family law, is that you're problem solving and you're navigating all these different personalities. And then when you go to court, then you're looking at the judge's personality, which, like I said, over time, you're going to know these judges. So you're like, okay, like I know this person, what do I think they'd be likely to do if my client gets up there and says X, Y, and Z? Okay, and with what I know about the opposing side. So that's so much of it. So it's a really complex, mind thing you contortion you kind of have to go through. And then you've also got the legal part that comes into play, like, okay, where do I plug in these facts? Because, like I tell clients, clients want us to have like a magic wand, right? And just like fix everything. And I tell clients, I don't have a magic wand. I can't fix that. Like, I'm stuck in the confines of, like, the legal system is this little box, right? Like, they think that their spouse is, they're a narcissist and they're just, all these horrible things. Well, I don't have a legal remedy for that. Like, at the end of the day, like, they married this person, they had children with them. I can't fix that person's personality. So, that can be hard. Whenever I'm interviewing somebody who wants to work at the firm, I always ask them, like, you have an interest in family law? Do you want to do family law? Because you either love it or you hate it. There is no gray area. So, I mean, I absolutely love it. I could not do anything else, but like, it's just like one or the other. I mean, attorneys either love it or hate it. So your work-life balance, I mean, I think you've got to be in a job that you like. Like, you have to enjoy what you're doing, because I know a lot of attorneys, the reason they don't like family law is because they just can't turn off the emotions. Like, your client is going to unload their emotional stuff onto you, almost like we're a therapist, right? Like, so we have to absorb all of their stuff. Well, like, I don't have a problem doing that. And most family law attorneys don't either. Like, that doesn't bother us. But, for somebody who that's not the right fit for them, that's going to be really hard. So work-life balance, I mean, that's just, you've got to be, happy with what you're doing. And then, I think I don't know. I mean, it's hard. You just have to figure out how you're going to parse that. I mean, me as a business owner, I mean, work-life balance is like something that I struggle with every day. It's borderline impossible to have a work-life balance. I mean, just being honest, because when you're working for yourself, I mean, for me, my day starts, I'm getting my kids up for school at like 6:00, got to get kids to school, blah, blah, blah. But I'm also like, before I even get my kids up for school, like, I'm checking my email. Hey, what emails came in over the night? Checking my calendar. Maybe I need to send a message to my office manager about something before I forget. Like, hey, don't forget this. Like, I usually do kind of emails and stuff in the morning, getting kids to school. I do make time for the gym. Not every day, but I think there's got to be, that's like my thing I have to do. So, a couple times a week, I'm like, I'm going to go to the gym, and then I'm going to go to the office. So I think you have to make time for yourself for that. Whatever that is, you got to have, like, you're out. So that's kind of mine. So I take time for that. And then I go into the office, like, I do my thing, whatever. And then I go home like mid-afternoon, and I do spend time with my kids. So, like, I can still like help my 6-year-old with his reading homework and stuff like that. But like, my work day doesn't end. So even though I'm at home, I'm still having, like, my office is open till 5. Even if, like, say I go home at 3, I'm still answering emails from the office. I'm still checking in with my firm administrator. I'm still talking to my intake team. Like, is there anything that we need? I mean, there's always stuff that I'm doing, and that extends beyond 5:00. I mean, last night I was doing a Zoom interview with a potential attorney at 6:30 last night. I mean, so if you're working for yourself, work-life balance is always a challenge. I mean, I think you just have to find times throughout the day where you can make time for yourself, make time for your family if you have one, make time for your business. I mean, that's, and if you're not working, if you don't have your own business, just, for your job. But that's a lot easier when you're working for a firm. You can most of the time kind of check out at 5:00. So for those of you that in your business, or even solo practitioners, you can't really check out at 5:00. So just finding time for yourself, and do something that makes you happy. And especially for women, I think that is really hard. We have a tendency to do everything for everyone else. And especially if you have a family, being a wife and a mother, you're kind of doing everything for everyone, taking care of everyone. Always make time for yourself, whatever that is that you need for yourself to check in. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, you cannot take care of everybody else. And, the way I view my firm, my employees are like, they're almost like an extension of my family. So I take care of them as well. So I view them as just other people I have to take care of. So I've got, I wish I was an octopus and had like 8 arms, because I've got so many people that I feel like I'm responsible for, and my clients too. So, and you are responsible for your clients. So we're all responsible for ourselves, our clients, our families, and each other. So, so I guess I'll kind of end on that. And I was so thankful to have the chance to talk with you guys today. And I hope I didn't ramble and talk too much, but I love sharing my stories and my insights with people. And I really just want to help people as much as I can. So I'm open to any questions that anybody has.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did enjoy it, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos on law practice and legal marketing. See you in our next clip.